indigo and dissolves it. When it's dissolved, it's not as solid of a molecule. It's an unstable, it's not as stable of a molecule. The instability of the molecule is what allows it to interact with the water. That's why it dissolves with the water. However, it's hard to keep it unstable. Now, the unique thing about the dibromo indigo is that the sun breaks the bromine bond, or light for that matter will break the bromine bond, and then we are left with indigo. What we found also is that certainly on smaller quantities, hopefully this one will work as well, when we boil it, it will also take the heat, will also make that molecule less stable and turn it to be more bluish than purplish. Okay, what we're going to do then, I'm going to take a little bit of water here. Probably be smarter to take a little bit, okay?
You need more? There's lots of bottles over here.
No. This is just plain water, which we're going to get it boiling, and then we're going to take our wool that's in there and we're going to put it in the boiling water. While we're doing that, I just wanted to show you a few items that I have over here. Okay, first, Wayne Horowitz. It's amazing. Wayne Horowitz lives in Kfar Adumim. Like, who would believe? We work in Kfar Adumim, and the world expert on blue in the ancient world lives in Kfar Adumim. Right? And he's my neighbor. And he's just like, I don't my neighbor, but we're it's pretty amazing. Anyhow, this is lapis lazuli. He was talking about lapis lazuli. It's like very often people say, what color is sapphire, for example? Let's take that, right? Now, I've been told, I can't afford them, but I've been looking, so every once in a while I want to buy my wife a gift, I want to buy her a sapphire. So I'm told that the best sapphire is a clear sapphire with a blue color. The clearer the sapphire, the more expensive. I'll never know because I can't afford one. But the little glass ones are very clear, and no one knows the difference except God. That's the thing. That one of the things about Tchelet, now anyhow, we just can imagine that this is lapis lazuli, and it'll come in many different colors. There's no one specific shade, right? There are darker, lighter, bluer, purpler, but it's in a certain family of colors, and that's what we would like to believe. That's what we do believe, is that there is a family of colors in the blue range. Anywhere ranging from green to purple with blue in the middle, all of that will be Tchelet. At some point or another, and that's a difficult question, it changes from Tchelet to Argaman, and then this way it changes from Tchelet to Karti, or whatever it might be. Green. But it gets too green. I don't know if there is. Now that's the question. We know that there is too purple because the Torah states Argaman, which is purple. We don't know if there's too green, and maybe possibly all the greens are okay. We don't know, and that's something that's up for discussion. This is a lapis lazuli. It's a rock. This is a real rock. This is a natural rock. It's a rock, and if you'll notice also there's bits and pieces in it. Those bits and pieces, like Wayne, he's an expert not only on, not just specifically on blue, but on the terminology of sky in ancient Ugaritic. Okay? And this, one of the reasons why lapis lazuli is so interesting is because it looks like the sky. It has like stars. If you look at it, it looks like it has stars in it. Right? So this lapis lazuli may have that effect. Okay. This is lapis lazuli.
Just a minute, please.
We don't know for sure. That's what he was saying, that there was no definite term for it. Heaven Zafir is one of the things, but it's not here. One of the things I wanted to show you.
It's far out. Here it is. And your water's falling away.
Yeah, okay, so just watch your hands while it's boiling. You know what we're going to do? The more time it's in, the better. But, Judy, Shari, can you give me the Dugma of the Purot? Is it there? Of Purot?
Yes.
Sorry. So just one thing I wanted to show you. After we dye the wool and we get the color that we want, which is somewhere between the blue and not too purple, and there are times when we have it too purple and we re-dye it because we feel it's too purple and people won't be happy with it. And there are times when we made it purple because people specifically asked for the purple, and then we boil it and it's not as purple as they wanted it because mono bromo indigo is not as stable as the indigo. Here I just want to show you different samples of methods of tying. Among the interesting things that as part of the reintroduction of the mitzvah is how to wear the tchelet. It says in Naznu al Tzizit hakanaf, feel tchelet ve'yalach and the tzizit, you put on the corner of your garment a string of tchelet. According to what's more important is the number of strings than the methods of tying, although the methods of tying is much more interesting to look at. But number of strings, according to Rambam, a half, there's four, well, everyone agrees that, although it's actually according to Beit Shammai, not Beit Hillel, one of the few instances in which we go like Beit Shammai, not Beit Hillel, is that we have 4 strings on each corner of the 4-corner garment. Of those 4 strings, according to Rambam, a half a string is tchelet, and the rest is white. According to Ravad, 1 string is tchelet, and the rest is white. According to Rashi and Tosfot, 2 strings are tchelet, and 2 are white. The most common is Ravad, and we tie it this method. This is the method that Rav Eliyahu Tabger has recommended for those who don't have opinion. But Rav Eliyahu Tabger is an amazing man. They can't say enough about him, and you can't hide enough in the chair when they talk about him. But one thing I can say is that, here's a person who was born in Russia, right? And I've never met a more democratic person in my life. He says, why? You give everybody a chance. They can choose whatever they want. Let them learn the sugya. And the truth is that it confuses. Because people come, they're convinced of the tchelet, and then they say, oh, I don't know what to choose, forget it. So it's, but we want everyone to learn. This is the beginning of a process. A conference, and this experience, we see it as the beginning of a learning process, commencement exercise, so to speak, right? So we'll begin that. Yes. Yes.
Seems to me,
just 1 second, because I want to get the wool boiling. I'm going to take this one that was not hidden. I'm going to take it out of the solution, and I'm going to dump it into this boiling water. What do you mean?
It's putting milk in there.
Okay, there we go. We're going to let the, go ahead. Now the only problem is also the heat, the extreme heat is going to destroy the wool.
Yeah, jump out of there.
I'm going to turn it off. Yeah, what did you want to ask me?
could you hold up the
the sample. Excuse me for 1 second.
we tie our thesis, like on the left here. That's like the way...
The 7, 8, 11, 13 is the normal method of most people today, yes.
Right, almost everyone.
Right.
So it seems to me that if you add the Tchelet, you would maintain the structure.
Absolutely legitimate, and 100%. The reason not to is because the Gemara states specifically that Tchelet is wrapped once, twice, 3 times to remind us of no less than 7 and no more than 13 to remind us of the 7 heavens and the 6 air spaces between them. 7 for the 7 heavens, or 13 for 7 heavens and 6 air spaces. So the Gemara is giving us more. What we had with Tchelet is white. Now we have. You're right though. Anybody who's confused, the first thing I say is, you like what you did, keep doing it. It's totally kosher. The methods of tying, all the methods of tying are kosher. They're not makif. For those people who sit in yeshiva all day, like to learn it and understand and get it, or they find that these are ways of helping them to meditate. There's a very good article in our website about meditation, Jewish meditation, using Tchelet, and there's no doubt that Tchelet was used as a form of meditation and focusing on it, and you could look at the different steps as a way of helping you steps up to heaven, as Rav Weinberg spoke about, trying to let that Kedusha connect to a very large Kedusha.
What's the name of this seed?
This one, this is very quickly. This is Ari, Radin. This is Rambam, Temani. This is Rambam 7 Temani. This is a combination of those. Tosfot, Sefer HaChinuch, the Gaon Mevilna, the Ravid, Rav Amram Gaon. Two versions of Rav Amram Gaon. Okay, I think. Okay, now I hope it looks like our wool got a little bit beaten up. It may not have lasted that harsh boiling. I hope it will. So right now we'll take out the one that was in the dark. And what we have.
Total sense of Hashem would restore the Tchelet because He restored the use of the shekel and the use of Hebrew.
We have here the wool that the wool was reduced, and now we're going to oxidate it by putting water in it. And you see it's starting to change color there?
Aha!
It first looks blue. You can see it's starting to change color. Once the color is there, unless you reduce it again, it will stay. And this is the oxidation. Now, can you imagine in the ancient times putting in wool, mixing it up, waiting all this time, spending all this money, shipping, fishing, waiting to get enough snails to get it and to do it, and then you put it in and you take it out, it's yellow, and it magically starts to change color before your eyes. It can be nothing but spiritual and magical. So you can imagine that's how they saw it. I find it that way. I love it when I teach with chemistry teachers. I say, can you please explain it? And they say it's magic. It's an oxidation reduction reaction, but that doesn't give it, the credit it's due. What's that? The color and the strength. This is the one that was a bit brutally. I don't think it lasted. The wool, I think, got. I'm going to try to pour it out. See if I can get it. Come out that way. Oh, here we go. Maybe. What's that? No, we need around 30 snails to make a set of Tchelet. Can I just have a bottle of water there, please? Approximately.
There you go.
One of the things that we hope with Mookie Spiegel and others is to improve the size of the gland. Nowadays, it's not just growing a snail. You can grow a snail with a bigger gland, right? And you grow a gland with a big enough. Say this 10 times. Grow a gland with a big enough. Grow a snail with a big enough gland. You'll have enough Tchelet from one snail. You won't need as many. And you see I mean, I remember when I lived by the shore my whole life, and we used to get fish, whatever I got that day, that's what you ate. Today, you could grow whatever you want. Not quite, but they're growing with the help of Mookie Spiegel and others. They're doing amazing things. I have to drink. Yeah, no, I'm not going to drink it. This is. Oh, here we go. You see it? Here we go. Okay, it's starting to oxidate, and you can see it's starting to oxidate over there slowly. The bits and pieces. It's not doing it justice when it's a nice big piece of wool. When we do a whole large thing, it comes out. It's really unbelievable. But you can still see it changing the color. It's still quite purple because we didn't have the sun on it. You can see, though, interesting here. If you look on the top, it's like a bluish color. That bluish color was oxidated because the top part is exposed to the oxygen. I just would end with Rabbi Meir says that Tchelet is dome liyam, yam l'rakia, and rakia l'kisei kavod. Right. So one of the interesting things, if you look at the sea, what color is the sea? Blue. And what color is the sky? Blue. And what color is the kisei kavod? It's yellow. Maybe you'd say it's yellow. There is a yellow sapphire, but the Torah says mitachal ha'agav ki livnat sapphire. Sapphire, most of us believe is blue, and that would make sense with that connection of the deep sea to the high sky to the highest of high, the endless of all, God's holy throne. But just one other interesting thing about those 3 points. We're going to dive in just 1 minute. If we take a cup of seawater, what color is it? Clear. We take a cup of the sky. Clear. The kisei kavod. If you see it, you've gotten 2 kadosh. Believe me, you don't want to be seeing that kisei kavod. Even Moshe Rabbeinu didn't see the kisei kavod. So really, it's up to us. We can look at the sea and the sky and see endless, beautiful blue. Imagine sitting in a lot, looking out at the bay and seeing that blue, never-ending, remind us of the Ein Sof of God. You can see the same sea and the same sky and see nothing at all. As if there's no God, as if there's no creation, nothing matters. And really it's up to us. The Tchelet is there to remind us to step back, take a look at the bigger picture, and see God's wonders in everything and how beautiful the world is. And when we see that, we want to make the world even better. And that's our job in this world. To make God's world a better place to live in for all of us. Amen. With that note, we're going to daven.
What are you going to do with this?
Hebrew, I don't know how to.